Hey, travelers, we're back, and no mystery beers this week.
Thank goodness.
We're done. We're done making extra fools of ourselves.
The whipping is over.
Just back to regular making fools of ourselves.
But this episode, though it's not a mystery beer episode, it still does have a theme, and the theme is sugar.
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley. Yeah. We're doing the diabetes episode. We went for all beers that have been chocolatey or had like extra sugars put into them,
or sugar that didn't ferment out.
Yeah, a lot of not fermented sugar. And I always used to make the joke I preferred my sugars fermented, but what seemed today like most.
Let's just assume today that they're not.
Yeah,
and they're also, at least from the one in the middle, is high in alcohol. So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, obviously, obviously some of the sugar's fermented.
How much sugar is in this thing? If it's 10?
All of it.
Okay, without further ado, shall we?
Surly likes to back up the truck with hops. Now they're backing up the truck with sugar. And I don't know if hops is more cheap or if sugar is. So I haven't been watching the market like I normally do. You know, usually I like to play the market with sugar and hops.
The first beer we're going with is Hinterland.
Wisconsin beer.
Yep. Yeah. So we're starting with a brewery out of Green Bay. They've been around for I know they haven't been around for 30 years, but they're close to 30 years. I think they're like 27 years, which is for a craft brewery in Wisconsin is actually a pretty good feat. You know, they have a cool spot over by the Packers Stadium, the Lambeau Field.
Yep.
Which I know you'll never visit. So.
I visited.
Wow.
Blown my.
World turned upside down.
Blew your mind, didn't I?
World turned upside down. Anyways.
The beer is really good there, and they've got a lot of stuff that they don't bottle.
At Hinterland?
Okay. The food is on the pricey side.
Okay.
Also looks good, smells good, but I'm cheap, and I was there to drink. So
yeah, I prefer to drink my dinner if at all possible.
That day I did. You bet.
So this is the Hinterland Maple Bock. Bock is usually a beer. It's a German-style lager. A lot of times was made and drank during Lent and fasting periods of monks and whatnot because it was considered nutritious during the day. Usually they're very sweet beers and usually a little higher in the alcohol, especially a Doppelbock, but I don't think this is a Doppel. This is a...
No, this guy's only at 6.8.
Yeah, so we're regular Bock here. So,
which is light for this show.
Yeah.
It's like drinking a light beer.
I would say a lot of times Bocks... right now, generally speaking, in the world of beer, especially in our area, are not the most popular style.
Right.
They're a very one-dimensional flavor type of beer. So I'm really curious to give this guy a try. See how the maple, if that adds some more levels of complexity to it.
Well, I've already been trying it, and it is not super mapley, but it does have that malt backbone that Bocks tend to have or should have.
It's been a while since I've had this beer, but like it's literally been 5 years since I've had this.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of regretting that I wasn't drinking it more in that 5-year period.
Just tell yourself that they weren't making it.
Oh,
it just came
I'm
back.
glad they brought it back.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Now, when you brew with an ingredient like maple or any of these other beers, we'll probably also keep talking about it, is the sugar is to get it to not ferment.
Yeah.
Because sugar wants to be turned into alcohol. And that's what the sugar is, food for the yeast. So... it can be tricky for a brewery to have residual sugars, especially something like maple, because maple is essentially designed to ferment. It's like honey.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But not overly sweet. I mean, it's got... It doesn't have a lot of sweetness from the maple. You don't really get a ton of maple.
See, I think putting the maple in the Bock was a good call. Because like that box sweetness is usually more of an oxidized flavor, kind of that like old caramel flavor, just because that's the nature of a Bock. Whereas the maple kind of replaces that kind of old tired caramely flavor.
Yeah,
gives you a bit more of a maple flavor. I don't want to.
The maple gives you more of a maple flavor.
The maple really contributes maple flavors.
It's like the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Yeah,
it almost makes this Bock better. This tastes like. Like if you didn't tell me there was maple in it and you told me this is a Bock, I'd be like, well, this is like the best Bock I've ever had. Right. Because you said the maple doesn't necessarily jump out; it just gives it that sweetness, but it's almost like a fresher sweetness.
You know, I've had maple beers before where you smell it and you smell maple, and you taste it and you really, really taste maple, where you may not get the flavors of the beer that should stand out. Yeah. You're getting more maple than anything. This is the opposite.
Yeah, this is delicious.
Yeah, well-made beer.
Yeah. Hinterland, this might be the best beer you make. As a person,
That's a bold statement.
I've tried a lot of Hinterland beers, and this is, I think, the best.
I would say it's probably one of the best that they bottle.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
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 Their tap room, just like
I've never been to the tap room.
So many other tap rooms, you can get a lot of crazy things there that they don't bottle or can or
bottled.
Or
definitely the best. Yeah, that is a great beer.
It is. It's very good. So this next one, I've been looking at the name and I'm not really sure. Can you elaborate a little bit as to why they call it a funeral bar? I mean, I get, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I mean, I get.
Let me pour it for you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I get why they, they have the ice cream bar on the can and
wow,
and
I
all
made
of that.
a mess of that can.
Yeah, you did.
It's like a savage.
Good job.
Sometimes you get the kind of savage for the salted dark chocolate.
There's a lot going on.
Salted dark chocolate funeral bar. Now, is that a kind of chocolate bar that I'm unfamiliar with? A funeral bar?
I don't know because the art makes it look like it's an ice cream bar.
To me, that looks like a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a coffin-shaped ice cream bar.
Yeah.
Ice cream sandwich.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Correctoid.
Okay, let's try this.
An ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, Stout
Alex
is brewed with dark chocolate, salt, cocoa nibs, vanilla beans, and lactose.
Very unsurly-like.
I'd say Surly is all about bold flavors more than anything, and it seems like a lot of bold flavors in here.
Do you get hops on the nose? The answer is no.
I get sugar on the nose.
Yeah. And it's,
that's delicious.
Way to go, not overly sweet. But it is, I don't want to say it's like boozy, but it's got a little booze backbone to it.
There's definitely a booze finish. I would say it's a multi-flavored. There's a lot of layers to this. Yeah. There's definitely booze on the finish, but you kind of almost get that dark chocolate bitterness. And if you had to do a difference between a milk chocolate and a dark chocolate, said dark chocolate's got more of that bitterness, which kind of gives it. You started out that sea salt comes through mid sip.
Yeah.
Kind of like a.
You really get the lactose in the beginning. It's real smooth like milk would be. And then the salt hits and then it finishes with booze.
I also get chocolate on the finish as well. Wow. Every aspect of this has.
Alex is texting me.
We got notes.
Oh, it's not sending.
We're in a basement.
Oh no. Stay tuned, everybody. Alex has a phone that doesn't like to send text messages. Oh my goodness, it just sent. The problem is I have a Minnesota phone number, so it has to go to Minnesota first and then it comes back.
No, that's how phones work.
All right, so Alex, who didn't want to talk on the microphone, has got some information for us. Surly's Funeral Bar dessert stouts pay homage to the Upper Midwest church basement staples that ease the grief-stricken. Quote, rest in peace, Uncle Earl. Rest in peace, Uncle Earl. And scintillate the sweet tooth. Oh, boy. I'm pretty good with words, but this one is Demerara sugar and sea salt deliver a rich, salted chocolate flavor and balanced sweetness to this edition.
I guess I wasn't envisioning a church basement when I was drinking this, but...
Well... a Midwest funeral.
If they served this more in church basements,
Midwest funeral would have tasted like bologna and mayonnaise.
I was going to say a slice of bread
and
with
butter,
cheese whiz, and potato chips crunched on top of it.
That's not what I got. If we could get someone to make
cheese whiz and potato chips,
make a funeral sandwich beer, yeah, that has salty chips in it, with a backbone of mayonnaise. That is a Midwest funeral, folks.
Mayonnaise really shine through.
Ooh, and the butter. You got to have butter in there and the mayonnaise.
I believe butterbeer was in there.
Mayonnaise is not enough.
My grandpa always made sandwiches with butter, peanut butter, and mayonnaise on them because he was a disgusting human.
Yeah, well, we could make your grandpa's beer then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
we'll
any
call
of that.
It the Great Depression special.
None of that would ferment out.
Were you raised in the Great Depression? Do you only have like 3 things?
Does mayonnaise have a lot of sugar in it? I'm not sure if we can get much fermenting out of it. Anyway, maybe that's
Oh yeah,
that.
it is a sweet beer though. It would be hard to drink. Like you could drink a couple of the Hinterland. This would be hard to drink a couple.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's probably a can that's better shared. Mm-hmm. It's more for a beer share.
I feel like dessert beers probably should have the same rule of pie. Like you don't need a whole pie by yourself. Like you want to share a pie. You want to share a cake.
Sweet beers, you definitely want to share.
Yeah, I'm actually feeling the sugar already. Holy cow!
Yeah. It's got a lot of sugar.
I can feel the diabetes.
I'm gonna get the maple bock back in here.
You know what's gonna wash this sugar down? Some different sugars.
Some different sugars. You just get different sugar to wash the bad sugar down.
See, I'm not even sure 100% how to even brew a beer like this. You have so many, this vanilla, the cocoa beans, and there's so many ways to do it. It has to be, it's a true testament to American craft breweries that we're even able to make a beer that tastes better than most desserts I've had.
Yeah. So way to go, Surly.
You did it.
And like we've said before, it's a great beer. It's well made. It's just not something that you can drink a lot of.
No, it's super tasty,
unless you love sugar, and you have a sugar deficiency.
Liberty Mutual's going to send you a box.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Filled with diabetes.
I don't need it. So anyway, we'll move on to the next sugary.
The more I drink this too, that alcohol flavor has definitely gone away. I'm not getting that at all anymore.
No,
as it
warms, you get it in the beginning.
This is the only time I've ever had a beer where, as it warms up, the alcohol flavor disappears.
What is BC Surly BC small batch?
Yeah, that's their small batch series.
Oh,
they only roll this. They have a small batch series that hits like once every 3 months.
Well, take advantage of it while it's out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little on the spendy side.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth it for some of the experimental stuff.
I'm not going to lie to you. Some of the prices that are out there right now for beer.
There are some beers out there.
I'm imagining it's probably not as high as some that I've seen. So speaking of which, and before we get to the next beer, I know I was trying to go that way, but speaking of which, the Sam Adams Utopias is out. I know where you can get a bottle. Here's the problem.
Too expensive.
It's $200.
Yeah.
We had a bottle of Utopias here. We've all had it before.
I've had Utopias 3 times now. If I had to give if somebody's out there just like, what does this beer taste like? And you're too lazy to go look up tasting notes.
Yeah.
You just want me to tell you. It tastes like port. If you have a really nice glass of port.
Super boozy port.
Yeah.
Like the most alcohol you've ever had on a port ever. Here's the thing with it. You were never going to drink more Utopias than you can put in this glass. You just can't handle it. And this is coming from a guy who drinks enough and can handle his booze. You are never going to be able to drink more than that of Utopias and be able to walk straight.
Yeah.
Coming from, as we sat around, we all drank about that much.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting there going,
wow.
I
was at the Great American and they poured me, that much in a glass. I was like, wow. This is the next 15 minutes are now occupied just consuming this guy.
Let's call it a night.
Time to go sit down.
I gonna need a Big Mac
and a bib.
But yes, and there are a lot of complex flavors in that beer. If you want to call it a beer, I mean they brewed it as one. It does not taste.
I mean, if anything, the Utopias is an exciting beer because we have the technology to make a beer that big.
Yeah.
Now, I guess you could always have the old adage, just because we can, no one asked, should we? But they did. And ultimately, it's fun. It's a fun beer.
On the other hand, if you have $200 burning a hole in your pocket, go out and buy it.
Yeah, buy it.
Go out and buy it and share it with people. You're not going to drink it by yourself.
That's a great beer to make a fancy dinner. And then, like, if you want to have some people over and you want to pour something nice for them, beer. It's not just wine that you can do that with. You can do that with beer for sure. And everyone can have a little glass of Utopias, and I'm sure there's all sorts of tasting stuff out there. But our next beer.
I will also tell you this, that I only spent 1 ticket on it. So
yeah, Landon got his Utopia. He won it with a ticket.
I'm sorry, Beth. Beth is over there just having a cow about it. She put it in there. Anyway.
This is Turn Out the Lights. It is a collab beer with the Brewing Project and Weldworks Brewing. It is an Imperial Stout with chocolate and coconut. Now, those who are fans of the show and have somehow managed to not go crazy listening to me talk, I love coconut in beers.
Yeah.
more than I like pumpkin in beer, probably.
Yeah.
Which is saying something. All you non-pumpkin haters out there.
That's right.
So let's give this guy a chance. Brew Project's brewed here in Eau Claire, obviously. So this is a very local beer for us. Which I don't think we've done a whole lot of beer from the Brew Project. So this might actually be the first one.
It's good. I think we might have had one here and there before, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Also, the artwork on the front, very Simpsons Futurama-esque.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, very Matt Groening type artwork.
Unfortunately, despite being well-versed in the world of beer, I don't know anything about WeldWorks.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, well, that's more than I got.
Heard a lot of good things.
Yeah. Their logo looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they from? I don't know. The great thing about having a producer, Alex is going to look it up.
Yeah.
And he'll either tell you or he'll text me again. One or the other. It just depends. Anyway, first taste on this.
I get a lot of coconut on the nose.
You get a lot of coconut on the taste too. So you're really going to love it.
You win this guy over. Put coconut in it.
And it's not just regular coconut.
Can we make a pumpkin coconut beer?
It tastes like toasted coconut. So if you've ever had coconut cream pie with a toasted coconut on the top, this is exactly what this tastes like. It tastes like coconut cream pie.
What's the ABV on this guy?
Let's have a look. Oh, they have, it doesn't tell me, but they have a little meter. I'm guessing that's 10% ABV.
Oh, yeah.
They have a little gauge.
It looks like
on
a
the
speed
back,
limit thing.
Yeah, on the back of the can. It's at X, and if there's one thing I know about Roman numerals, X is 10.
Nailed it.
If you didn't know that, now you know.
Oh, that is super good.
Wow.
Super sugary, though. Ooh.
I will give you, yes, not as sugary as some of the Brewing Project beers tend to be.
The Brewing Project does run a little heavy on... Well, first of all, we should probably say that these two are prime examples of... I would say Southern Tier probably started the trend of the pastry stout, which is probably the newest subcategory of stouts. Stouts, there's Irish stouts, Russian Imperial stouts,
right.
stouts.
Right.
So on and so forth, dry stouts, oatmeal stouts. And I would say the newest subcategory in the stout world, and probably the fastest growing subcategory in the stout world, has to be pastry stouts. And that's kind of an overall term for stouts that are dessert, which I'm not going to lie to you, that's my favorite kind of dessert, stout.
Well, the week that you were gone, we talked about Octopi down in Madison. They primarily do, and it's not all, but primarily do pastry stouts.
Oh, yeah.
So they're doing a lot of stuff for like microphone and you know. So anyway, WeldWorks is out of Greeley, Colorado.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Yes, Alex. No? Got nothing? All right.
Out of
Greeley, Colorado.
I would also say that these are all good beers. We've had a good night of drinking, but I don't have like a mustache like Wilford Brimley to like put my excess sugar in.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm not gonna sleep tonight now.
You might not. I'll sleep just fine. I could drink a whole pot of caffeinated coffee and go to bed.
No, I'm a pansy.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Anyway, if you haven't already checked us out on the social medias, you should do that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then, of course, YouTube, which hopefully you're either watching us on YouTube or you're listening to the podcast, which also thank you for listening to the podcast if you're doing that.
I'm a very nonverbal guy, so the podcast version of me has to be terrible.
I don't know, but at least they're not looking at me. That's the upside of listening to the podcast.
The downside is you get to listen to me not say words and just kind of like silently emote stuff.
However, you're consuming whatever this is. Thank you for doing that. So if you haven't already subscribed to us on YouTube, do that. Hit the bell, and then like and subscribe. We love it when you do that too. And then comment. We love when you comment, and we like to talk to you all out there and know what you're thinking about us or thinking about beer in general.
And like we're not experts in this. I mean, like, we know more than the average folk, but if you try some of these beers and you get completely different reads on them, let us know. Yeah, tell me why I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just beer, and at the end of the day, I don't think any of us are going to get too upset about being wrong.
No, we're not blowing up the world.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see you next week, everybody. Prost.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.